Good morning, good morning. How you guys doing out there? This is Brother Mike, and on this, want to say good morning to everybody on this beautiful Sabbath morning. Um, as we know, today is still the Sabbath, and today I wanted to come on and talk a little bit, go over some scriptures. Um, and today I decided to talk about the topic of adultery, with what's going on with the brother in at Michigan that got fired, and the act of committing adultery. And I'm not judging the brother because I went down that road plenty of times in terms of being a person that committed adultery. So, and I understand the impacts that comes along with it. So this is more of a teaching lesson than for other brothers that's out there that might be in the midst of it or might be thinking about doing it. Don't go down that road, brother. It's not worth it. That small window of pleasure and things of that is going to bring so much pain to you and your family and to the person that did it. Not only physical or carnal pain, but it's going to bring you pain spiritually um, from the Most High because He does not like adultery, man. It's one of the commandments, thou shalt not commit adultery. So Um, today we're gonna read over some scriptures and I'm gonna talk about them, and we're gonna go from there. Usually we only stay on here for about 20 minutes. Just the Most High be putting certain things on my spirit to talk about, and with what happened with the brother um Sharon Moore, I decided to come on today to talk about some adultery, man. So we're gonna get started with it, and I'm gonna start with the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding, and he that do it destroys his own soul. And I could definitely attest to that, man. When you're going out doing it, I was so led by the lust of the flesh and not understanding what I was getting into because I had no knowledge of the scriptures, no knowledge of the impact on what was actually being done. I'm thinking that most of the guys that I grew up under and saw, most of them had a wife and they had a side piece and things of that nature. So I'm thinking this is regular. This is what you do regularly. You get what I'm saying? And not understanding that what I was doing to myself and what I was doing to my soul. Um, and I always tell brothers, especially brothers that's newly married, the toughest time to do it is the first time because that's when you're going to be fighting against your conscience. And then after that, it becomes easier because you already did it. But so just don't do it that first time. And a part of me always knew it was wrong. That's why I never did it sober. I always was intoxicated when I was committing adultery, but still in all, I still take accountability for what I did and lacking understanding, and it will destroy your own soul. So if you out there thinking that you're getting away with it and this and that, believe me, it comes back and it's gonna bite you. Next up, Matthew 5:28. But I say unto you that whoever looketh on a woman to lust after her have committed adultery with her already in his heart. This when Yeshua came on the scene and he was talking about the commandment tell you not to do it, but in his mind, he like, you're not even supposed to look at her and lust after her. You already committed adultery because your mind is telling you that you want to do it. Yeshua came and he raised the states. So for the people out there saying that he came to abolish the law, no, the law said that you're just not supposed to commit adultery physically. He said, even when you look at her, you commit adultery. And you coming at her like that. So that's why it's very cautious to guard your eyes and your ears, the things you take in, even on the social media platforms, the stuff that you take in terms of looking at and movies you watching and shows you watching and all that kind of stuff. Is you got to be very, very cautious about that because then you get around other people and that lust from the stuff that you took in is going to carry out, and you're going to be looking at people certain kind of ways and looking at the woman a certain kind of way, and then he already told you what that is. So if you see somebody and you think that you might start lusting after her, put your head down, bro. put your head down and keep walking so you don't even get caught up in it. Because that's how it starts. It start with that lust, and then that demon to take over. Next thing you know, you're trying to holler. Next thing you know, you in a situation. Next verse, Hebrews 13:4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed is undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers, the Most High will judge. Marriage is honorable in all. That's what I didn't understand the first couple times I did it, because the spirit of the Most High wasn't in me. So I did not understand that part. I did not understand that the bed was undefiled. I mean, that the marriage was honorable and all. I just took the vows because it was things that I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And I would always start off trying to do good, but then the lust of the flesh, or as soon as I faced some adversity in the situation, I ran to what I knew, and that was committing adultery and sinning and things of that nature. And it says the bed is undefiled. So as long as your woman is married, and so whatever y'all do in that bedroom is undefiled. So it's free reign to y'all for y'all to be able to enjoy each other. But whoremongers and adulterers will be judged. Whoremongers, we out there partying, going from place to place, sleeping with this one and that one, talking to the fellas. That's whoremongering, man. And adulterers will be judged. And I was both of them. So I thank him for pulling me out of that and changing my life. And I vowed never, ever to go back down that road. Next verse, Matthew chapter 19, verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife except to be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And whoso marrieth her which is put away, doeth commit adultery. So he's saying that you can't really get divorced from your wife unless she sleeps with somebody else. If you got the proof that she slept with somebody else, then you have the grounds to get adultery. But I mean, to divorce her. But if she just getting on your nerves and doing this and doing that, then he's saying, hey, you got to stick in there. It's coming from the words of Christ. And if you don't stick in there, then and you start messing with somebody else, you're committing adultery. And that came from Yeshua, mouth himself. Next one is the commandment, Exodus 20. Thou shalt not commit adultery. We go over that when we do the commandments. And so when you know that's one of his, he coming straight at you with it. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Letting you know what it is. Next up, 1 Corinthians 6:18. Flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is without the body, but the committeth fornication sinneth against his own body. Jeez. Sinning against your body, man. So we out there when we going up and down and seeing this one, seeing that one, sinning against our body. Next thing you know, boom, prostate cancer. And you like, why did it happen right there? Sinning against our own body. I was sinning against my body crazy. Now my legs I had to get surgery on my knees and out there wanting to sin. I remember the first time I messed my knee up was when I was supposed to take this trip to the Dominican Republic, and I was God telling me he didn't want me to go. But I still went against that, and I still got on that plane and I went. And then a couple of years later, I broke my leg over there, sinning against my own body. That was the results of that. The results of me sinning against my own body. And the Most High allowed me to have to pay for sinning against my body. That's what came along with it. So he will put you in that point to where you'll have to pay. Next up, we have Proverbs chapter 6, 24 through 29. And it's trying to warn you. It says, to keep thee from an evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. To keep thee from an evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. Lust not after her beauty in thy heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. Yeah, fellas, those lashes. You out here and you in the spot and she coming and she hit you with them eyelids, them lashes. The Bible knew all of this was coming. They had the lashes back then too. She hit you with them lashes. Next thing you know, you caught in her eyes. Next thing you know, you like, yo, what's good? And then she got you. Verse 26. For by the means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. Check out that brother, man, what he's going through right now. $30 million, house, wife, family, coaching one of the top jobs in college football. Then he was just in a jail cell, man. I pray for that brother, but this is what it's talking about. And then it says, don't even put yourself in that situation, because it says, verse 27, can a man take fire in his bosom and his clothes not be burnt? So how you going to bars and strip clubs and all of these places telling yourself, I'm not going to do nothing when I get there? Why even put yourself in that kind of situation? Because you know sooner or later you're going to fold. They're going to weight you down. The beauty of a woman, bro, is undefeated. The fallen angels had to have some of them. The all types of most powerful men in the Bible fell for it. And who do you think you are? Solomon was the wisest, and he still fell. Are you serious? Like, to think that you could just get in and out. That be the problem with the brothers, because you just think that you could get in and out. It ain't gonna happen to you, man. They done took down kingdoms. Verse 28. Can one go upon hot coals and his feet not be burnt? You still want to play around with it? You can't, man. The beauty of a woman and what she possesses is undefeated. If you do not have the power of God and you get involved in that, you caught. So I was looking at this video when they was breaking down, and the brother was like, soon as the athletes, he was trying to talk to the athletes and told them, soon as y'all hit that Instagram model, because y'all saw her picture, the race is on now. Either you gonna lead her to God or she gonna lead you to hell. Soon as you hit that DM, the race is on. What you gonna do? And the fact that you went into her DM, or if you accept when she come into your DM, the race is on. Either you gonna try to get her to God or she gonna lead you to hell. That's just the fact of the matter. So that he goes into his neighbor's wife. Whosoever touches her shall not be innocent. Whew. Wow. Wow. Next verse. 1 Corinthians 10:13. There have no temptations taken, but such as is common to man. But the Most High is faithful, for will not suffer to be tempted above that you are able, but will with temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Phew, he talking about it. He basically saying, like, listen, this has been going on forever. Every temptation that you going through, other men went through since the beginning of time. So God is faithful. So if you put your faith in him, he's gonna look out for you. And anytime it's a temptation, he makes a way for you to escape. How many times you was on the way to that hotel, fellas, and your wife called? How many times you was on your way somewhere about to do something you ain't had no business doing, and your mom called, or somebody in your family called, or one of your bros called and was like, yo, man, meet me over here. And now you got to make that decision, whether you going to still go or whether you not. And then once you still go, you denied that way he brought to you to escape. That was your way to escape right there. And many times our lust keeps us going where we see that call coming in and we just hit that ignore. We just move it over to the other side. We just hit that ignore button. That was his way to try to give us to escape. The next thing you know, the consequences come. The other chick pregnant. And you think about that night when you was riding and that phone call came in and you could have hit the ignore button. They say a man with money and a lack of sex discipline is the easiest target for Satan to take down. because he has no boundaries and he has access to whatever he want to have access to. Next up, Deuteronomy 22:22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to her husband, then they shall both of them die. Both of the man that lie with the woman and the woman. So shall they put away evil from Israel. This how it was back in the day with our people. The Most High had put that as one of his laws. You get caught committing adultery, it's over. They killing you. Imagine if it was like that now. Christ came, so Christ gave us some grace. So now we think that we could just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. But nah, pain will come. Believe me when I tell you that. Next up, John 8:4-11. I say unto you, I say unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Now Moses in the law commanded us that thou such shall be stoned. But what sayest thou? This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But Yeshua stooped down, and with his finger wrote on the ground. Art thou beheard them not? As though he heard them not. So when they continue asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let them cast a stone at her. And again he stooped down and he wrote on the ground. And they which heard it, being convicted of their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. And Yeshua was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. And when Yeshua had lifted up himself and saw none of but the woman, he said to her, Woman, where are those thine accusers? Have no man condemned thee? And she said, No man, Lord. And Yeshua said unto her, neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. So all of those guys on that joint had committed adultery too, just like the woman. So he let them know, and probably some of them was some of the people she probably slept with. But you also understand that at the end of this joint, he didn't tell the woman you good. He said you good, but sin no more. That's the part about the grace of Christ that many people don't talk about. That part where he tell the person sin no more. So I'm giving you a shot, but don't do it again. That lets you know that we cannot keep going out doing the same thing after you supposedly repent. Once you repent, you're not supposed to keep going out doing the same thing over and over again. That's why he says sin no more. Next up, Ephesians. No, next up, Matthew. Oh no, I already read that one. Read that one. First Corinthians. Nah, that's too long. Ephesians. Here we go. Ephesians 5:5. For this you know that no whoremongers, no unclean person, no covetous, who is an idolater, has inherited the kingdom of Christ and of a higher. We already know. We talked about this earlier about not being a whoremonger, not doing none of that, man, because after a while it just gets vicious out here, especially nowadays. I'm seeing so many stories of men being killed, either set up by women or messing with somebody else's wife, getting murdered, or men that's married cheating on their wives and their wives are killing them. It's a dangerous game. Or women getting caught and they getting murdered. There's a lot of murdering going on right now through love triangles, through all of this kind of stuff, man, because it's just vicious time, and the Most High is putting the judgment down on these acts. And there's a lot going on right now, man. So now we're going to check out a story of one of the famous stories in the Bible on adultery. So you know the story of David and Bathsheba, and we're going to break down where the things that David went wrong got in this situation. So we're going to go to We're gonna go to who this ad thing. 2 Samuel 11. And it came to pass that after the year was expired, and the times when the kings go forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah. But David tarried still at Jerusalem. Now they started off saying that this brother was supposed to be at war when the other kings battled, so he stayed back and chilled. And it came to pass in evening tide that David arose from his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was beautiful to look upon. And David sent and inquired after the woman. And one said, "Is that not Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite?" And David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her. And she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house. And the woman conceived and sent and told David and said, "I am with child." Now, if you rewind the thing, if David was where he should have been at, then he wouldn't have even saw her on the roof. But then once he saw her, that lust kicked in. He was already feeling proud. He had already had pride, because that's why he wasn't still fighting the war. He was home chilling like, yo, we got this locked up. I'm just going to sit back and chill. Y'all go handle my light work. And since he wasn't where God wanted him to be at, he got caught up in the mix. Next thing you know, she has the baby. And then we know what happens from there. David sent to Joab saying, "Send me Uriah the Hittite." And Joab sent Uriah to David. And when Uriah was coming to him, David demanded on how have Joab did and how the people did and how the war prospered. And David said to Uriah, "Go down to thy house and wash thy feet." And Uriah departed out of the king's house, and there followed him a mess of meat from the king. But Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with all the servants of the Lord, and would not go down to his house. And when they had told David, saying, "Uriah went not down unto his house," David said unto Uriah, "Cometh thou not from thy journey? Why thou not going down unto thy own house?" And Uriah said unto David, "The ark and Israel and Judah abide in tents, and my lord Joab and the servants of my lord are encamped in the open fields. Then I go into my house, eat, drink, and to lie with my wife. As thou liveth, and thou soul liveth, I will do not this thing." This was a super loyal brother. He like, man, I can't go lay up with my wife because my boy's out there fighting. And David wanted him to go lay up with the wife so he could act like the baby was his, man. There was some wicked things going on during these times. And that lets you know David was a man after the heart of the Most High, and he still saw that beauty and got caught. That's how easy this can happen, man. And we know how the story went. Um, Uriah wouldn't go down and lay with him, so Uriah went back to the war, and David sent the message to get him killed. And then David had to go through all of the trauma and all through the misery when him and Bathsheba lost the son, and then the Most High blessed them again with Solomon, and then you know how the story goes. But it was that one decision of not to go to war and to stay home, and he walked on that thing and he saw that beauty. Next thing you know, everything that he was taught, or everything was out of the window from the things that he knew. But I take it back to that pride that he had that caused him to stay home. You know what I'm saying? That pride is a beast, man. And that's why I tell you, like, adultery is no joke. You out there playing around, man. I'm telling you, in due time, I know it seemed fun. I know it's exciting. I know all of that. I get it. I played the game. I did all of that. But in due time, the Most High gonna break you. Just being 100 with you. And I pray that your brokenness and what you go through is not what I went through, because I went through a lot. But the Most High does not play when it comes to that. Just letting you understand that. So this is Mike. Enjoy the rest of your Sabbath day. Shalom.